Shields up, Ironbreakers. Good morning, one. Good morning, all. What's up, Kegrin? It is super early. I didn't sleep. It's the usual. It's the usual. Well, I mean, I had to take my parents to the airport super early, and I wasn't able to get any sleep since then, so I figured, well, might as well push onwards to Stormblood. And onwards to Stormblood we shall go. Alright, so next quest. Tidings from Albania. Albania. The Taru has a request for you. Were you just the hero I wanted to see? Would you mind doing me a small favor? It always starts with a small favor. It's like, it's just this one little... I just need you... Tiny little thing I need from you. And I need it now. Yeah, sure. Too early, listening in but sleeping. After Dark Night, the switch to Dancer will be made? I need you to meet me at the Diamond Forge. This won't take long, I promise. I live, oh yeah, I just need this tiny little, just this tiny thing. Now, come with me into the Diamond Forge. I don't even know where the hell Diamond Forge is. I assume it's close to Mordona, right? Then it's probably that spot upstairs where you go to get your gear and stuff. Yep, there it is. I'm very curious to see what Stormblood's gonna be like, considering it's gonna be the first expansion that's not bound by the limitations of the PS3. I expect big improvements. Maybe I expect too much. This we shall discover. Sorry to drag you away from your duties, but as I said, this won't take long. I just need you to stand perfectly still for a few moments. Right, everyone ready to work? No squirming now, and you might want to close your eyes. There, all finished. The warrior's lights every measurement from heroic head to intrepid toe. Are you serious right now? I could punch you in the face, Tataru. What the hell? Well, wouldn't you like to know? All in good time, Marie. All in good time. She's gonna make an outfit for us, clearly. Aha! Found you! Alphino wants everyone in the Solar for a meeting. I don't know what it's about, but it seemed like it was very important. Go on, we have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting. That sounds like a start of a hentai, Kegrin. That's what that sounds like.
We're here. Did we miss anything?
We would not presume to begin without you, Ida. Orianger has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphino, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you, Elise. It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the warriors of darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts. Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
Is that all? Oh, then the decision seems clear. No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
I vote for Ida. She has a more straightforward approach.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention.
That was sarcasm.
As my tenure as commander of the Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, a soldier in the field, so to speak.
Should none of our numbers step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Well, based on merit alone, a certain adventurer would be my choice. Though I concede he might struggle to balance his new responsibilities with, let me see, slaying primals, thwarting legatuses, and feeding the orphan poor.
I'll lead the
Tancred makes a
Scions.
good point. Any who would wear such a mantle would be bound by its obligations. Have we not become sufficiently familiar with each other's methods to act without an overseer? At present, I see no cause to so willingly limit one of our number.
Oh my goodness! You're... Help! I need some help here!
It's not going to be anything bad.
Tataru, are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Narco! God, how did... Yashola! Please, you have to help her!
Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
Now, we've staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My message. It was too important to delay. I took the shortest route I could, though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. But I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Mikote is. My name is Minago, and I belong to the Alamegan Resistance. I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin. He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumor has it your man is eager to test his claws.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault Belsar's wall from the Alamegan side.
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
So, He means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo. To have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the Resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
Be that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Agreed. I shall depart for Limsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours. Alphino and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive.
Looks
You
like
will
we
be
have
our
the new
voice in
Minfilia.
Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emmerich and encourage him to send an envoy. To Taru, Kryl, I leave the care of our injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed. I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
I suspect the ill tidings from Girabania will be held as a turning point. The beginning to a bloody end. The business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice. 'Twas Master Louis Soir himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied. And so, I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
Okay. Use plays games. I was talking about that. How that's how Stormblood marks the end of the PS3 support. So I expect there to be a significant improvement in quality, maybe in terms of visuals and just the scale that you can present in the game. So we'll see what that's going to be all about. Sphere. I'm not going to be playing classic World of Warcraft. I don't have nostalgia for Vanilla WoW. I could potentially be persuaded to play Wrath of the Lich King when they eventually come out with that. But even then, it's just I've talked about this at length, how the new Blizzard has been extremely disappointing on pretty much all fronts to me, and I just don't feel like supporting them, pretty much. Odin Ving, where we go back to Anthem, Reddit said that event is good. It's never gonna happen, dude. It's like, I've made two mistakes in recent memory. Mistake number one, Fallout 76. Mistake number two, Anthem. And yeah, these are two mistakes that weigh heavily upon my mind. Because it's like I can, in both those games, I could see the potential and I was excited to see them realize their potential. And in my excitement, I didn't realize that it was all bullshit until way too late. So I am going to be considerably more careful about the shit that I play from now on. Let's just put it at that. We're gonna have to go to Ishgard, so I gotta return there. Bam! Good morning, Blaze King Black. And it's like, look, that event can be good all they want in Anthem. At the end of the day, they haven't really changed anything from what I said. It's a fucking score attack mode with a harsh time limit and a death gauge. And that's just content that I'm not interested in doing. It's just completely unappealing to me. Reddit can say all they fucking want. It's just... whatever. Iceborne is what it's all about. The real endgame. Greetings, Warrior of Light. What business brings you to Ishgard? I see. Wait here. I shall summon Sir Aymeric. Ba, ba. Oh, what? It is good to see you, my friend. 'Tis but a pity that it must be under such circumstances. Had Lucia not informed me of the urgency of your suit, I would certainly have sent for some wine. But to business, I thank you for bringing these developments in Alamigo to our attention. Ishgard will of course send an envoy to attend the council in Gridania. I cannot say who will represent us, however, as the choice is not mine to make. Not mine alone, at any rate. Given the imminence of the threat, we may forego the formalities of a full assembly, but I will still need to consult my counterpart in the House of Commons prior to proceeding. Will you permit me some time to make the necessary arrangements? No. I need it now. Thank you. Our representative, whomever we select, will require a suitable escort. Make your preparations and inform Son Handalope that he is to lead in your absence. Yes, Lord Commander. Hurry, pray accompany Lucia to the gates of judgment and make ready to depart for Gridania. I shall have our envoy join you as soon as I can. Fury speed you on your way. If you have no other business in the city, join me at the gates of judgment. We must be ready to depart the instant the envoy arrives. We meet again. As it happens, my counterpart in the House of Commons agreed that we should act as Ishgard's envoy. Not, I can see that there was ever any real doubt. As Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, it is my duty to sanction any military operation. Be that as it may, I could not in good conscience make the decision alone, not with the ink scarce dry in the Republic's Book of Statutes. Trust you understand, friend. Alas, I must test your patience still further by making a brief stop at Camp Dragonhead. Given the trouble brewing in the Black Shroud, I would see that the garrison is ready to defend the border. Hey, Fate. You and Muse are waking up early today. Hey, it's not my fault, dude. I had to wake up early, too, to take my parents to the airport. Seriously, Muse, why would you wake her up? Like, what is wrong with you? He's like, look, we're streaming. You gotta wake up. What? The garrison commander waits within. Why not accompany me, Rui? You may see a familiar face. Oh no, what are you doing here? Rui, old boy, how wonderful to see you, and Sir Aymeric too. What do I owe these unexpected pleasures? I'll have some mulled wine brought up from the kitchens at once, if you'll excuse. Ain't nobody got time for that. Do not trouble yourself, Honoroi. We shall soon be on our way. Lucia, a brief summary, if you will. Yes, Lord Commander. These villains hardly need an excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breathing to a Garl, to an Imperial. And thus we shall strengthen our patrols as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Francel and to the Observatorium. I see you have everything in hand. Carry on, Commander. Surprised to see yours truly at the helm? No. You and me both, old boy. I thought I'll ever feel as worthy to sit where he sat. You're goddamn right you're not. Not even close. Yet we can but play the hand we're dealt, and with a little help from the veterans, and Honorua's ceaseless kiting, I'm sure I'll muddle through. So worry not, old boy. Off to Gridania with you. If you weren't his brother, I'd slap that shite-eaten grin off your face. He's loud. Must we go to Gridania? Archenfon wasn't an elf. And true, in reality, Archenfon was more of a dwarf. Diplomatic duties have brought me here on several occasions, but I find that I am as enraptured by the Black Shroud's beauty now as when I first laid eyes upon it. I fear that this time, however, events shall not afford us the luxury of enjoying the splendor of the forest. Sir Aymeric is ready to attend the council. It seems we are to have an escort to the Lotus Stand, a pleasant place to discuss unpleasant matters, is it not? Yes, of course. 'Tis like that we are the last to arrive. Let us announce ourselves, shall we? Oh yeah, that's right. It's all the way in the Conjurer's Guild. I always forget. Everything that happens in this city is in the Conjurer's Guild. They must be real important. How do you know about that last part, Muse? Sounds like you've been reading a lot of fanfic. Sounds like you've been reading a lot of fanfic. The envoy from Ishgard has arrived. Very good. This way if you... Ah, the Limbs of Lominzen party as well. Oh, Yugiri. I'd hoped to slip in unnoticed, but I see I was not the only one delayed in my arrival. Greetings, Sir Aymeric. Admiral, always a pleasure. And Marie, I trust you are well. 'Tis a day for reunions, it seems. I believe you are well acquainted with my escort. Master Ruri, I was glad to hear from Riol that the missing scions have now been found. Except for the one. There is much and more I would discuss with you, but let's first attend the issue at hand, shall we?
I bid you welcome, my friends. As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Gyr Abania. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alphino?
Indeed, Elder Seedseer. Our information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
This Griffin of theirs is a fool if he thinks he can hold Belsar's wall against the Empire. When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
At the Battle of Cartano, the combined might of 3 grand companies labored to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion. Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. 'Tis a stain upon our ledger that I would fain remove. Elder Seedseer, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honored by more than mere ink upon parchment.
The Doman people too would join any effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
Shinobi.
On behalf of my people, I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed? Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift. There is much to be done.
The Council knows that Alamigo will not soon be wrested from the Empire, and its decision to bolster the border's defenses seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one. Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired? Any attempt to hold the wall is doomed to failure, aye. But I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
It's okay, Kagran. Gunbreakers hate you too. It's all good. And by the way, Muse, I don't think that your Warrior of Light has fallen for Auchenfant. I think it was the other way around. Auchenfant has literally fallen for your Warrior of Light. That the Council was able to reach an accord so swiftly is a heartening development in itself. I only hope my misgivings prove unfounded. Ah, good, you have yet to depart. I feared I had missed you. Sir Aymeric. Master Alphino, a pleasure as always, and Mistress Alize, how wonderful to see you thus recovered. Pardon the interruption, I had hoped to thank Rory for serving as our escort before other duties called him away. I also wish to thank our Doman ally. Forgive me, my lord, I was but awaiting an opportune moment to join the conversation. A force habit made me keep to the shadows. No apologies are necessary, Mr. Sigiri. I was most grateful for your interjection when I offered Ishgard support. My nation's historic failure to heed the Alliance's pleas for aid is a matter of record. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for my impromptu apology. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer, were it not for your timely offer of cooperation which allowed the Elder Seedseer to accept us both. I very much appreciated the gesture. I only did my duty, Sir Aymeric. The Empire is an enemy to us all, and we are grateful for the opportunity to fight at your side. And full glad are we to have you. Pray, convey my regards to the Scions. My friends, we must return to Ishgard. Whatever is wrong with simple sorry or thank you, must these politicians always make a speech out of everything? That is how we adults speak, dear sister. No, I agree with Alize. This is full of shit. Mayhap the ones who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded. We should be on our way as well. Will you accompany us to Revenant's Toll, Yugiri? Actually, I think I shall first pay a brief visit to the East Shroud. I am curious to know how Papalimo and Ida fare in their tasks with the Sylphs, not to mention what has been going on at Balzar's Wall. I will join you at the Rising Stones anon. That's another teleport. That's another teleport right there. Yeah, another teleport. We needed that. Welcome back, Rhea. I don't know about you, but I am heartily glad that all of the talking is over. I understand that these council meetings are important, but do you not find it tiresome to have to weigh every word before you speak it? I thought I'll ever feel at home in the realm of politics. So self-aware. That said, people have been known to change, and if my brother is willing to run his own errands, anything is possible. Oof. LSA seems eager to discuss the council's decision with the other Scions. As much as I enjoy the bustle of the toll, I think it's time we headed inside. My brother and the others will not be long. I'm super itchy in my nose, by the way. It's friggin' allergies, man. Wouldn't that be the day, Muse? Wouldn't that be the day that I'm no longer Alphino's manservant? Manservant. Warrior of light. Slayer of primals. Yada yada. Manservant. Oh, you are returned from the council. But what of Alphino? Did some other matter require his attention? My apologies, friends. I trust we have not kept you waiting over long. Greetings, everyone. Oh, Kryl, how's Nago doing? She'll be alright, won't she? I don't see why not. She's sleeping at the moment. Tadaro is keeping an eye on her, so we'll know soon enough if there's any change in her condition. Her wounds are healing well. With sufficient rest, I am sure she will make a full recovery. Thank goodness for that. Now, mayhap you would share with us the Council's decision? Each of the nations, Ishgard included, has committed to providing military support to Gridania. The Eorzean Alliance will soon have a significant force in the Black Shroud, ready to respond to any Imperial act of aggression. You know, I almost wish the Council would stop messing around and give the Griffin what he wants. I wouldn't like to be the Imperial caught between the Resistance and the Alliance. Ida, you cannot seriously. One does not lightly go to war with the Garlean Empire. Quite, to open hostilities without due consideration would be to invite disaster. If only there was some way to reach the Griffin, some means to convince him to abandon this reckless course. It may not be entirely unfeasible. There's a network of tunnels beneath Balsar's wall, secret passages dug by the Resistance to prove a way out of Alamigo, which may equally serve as a way in. Precisely. If all are in agreement, I would be the one to undertake the necessary negotiations. I am familiar with the route, and the resistance is familiar to me. About as familiar as they are with me, you mean? Say what you want, I'm coming too. You have some experience. I have some experience in the practice of infiltration. If you would have me, my services are at your disposal.
If only I could be so
As
closely
are
incandescent.
mine. It has been far too long since I shared a shadow with a shinobi, and I do not intend to waste the opportunity. Icarus Lives 2003, thank you very much for becoming grossly incandescent. Tip of the hat to you, sir. Appreciate support. Four is quite sufficient for an infiltration mission. Greater numbers will only serve to increase the risk of detection. Kryle and I will direct our energies elsewhere. What of you, Leveliers? I'll return to the East Shroud and stand watch over the border. Should matters take a turn for the worst, it would seem wise to be on hand. Might I prevail upon you to accompany me, Rui? Gridania will be safer by your presence. And while it may not seem the most thrilling duty, dear sister, might I ask that you remain at the Rising Stones to pass on messages and so on? Oof. Nope. To hold the fort, you mean? Very well. I suppose the task must fall to someone. Safe travels, all of you. I thought... Oh no, Y'shtola and Kryle are going elsewhere. If you have any unfinished business in the toll, pray attend to it now. I would depart for Hawthorne Hut without delay. Nearby watchtower offers an unobstructed view of Baelsar's wall, and I should be interested to speak with the Alliance commanders who have installed themselves at its top. I bet that we're gonna get another one of those prompts saying, hey, there's gonna be... Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, there's gonna be a lot of cutscenes. Where's Hawthorne Hut? Oh, it's right here. Bam. Ba-bam! There's gonna be lots of cutscenes. Right, we're gonna get one of those right now. There we go. Oh, I guess not. Ah, Rui, there you are. Come. Amahi says Spire await. The Alliance officers on the platform should be able to apprise of any developments at the wall. Fancy meeting the two of you here. We're about to set forth. Indeed, I was about to say 12 watch over you, but I doubt you have need of divine protection, even if you are venturing into enemy territory. Don't worry, Alphino. We'll have the Griffin by the scruff of the neck before you know it. Do make up your mind, Ida. Nary a moment ago you seemed ready to shake the Griffin by the hand rather than by the neck. So which is it to be? It would be best to decide before we enter into negotiations. Trust me, Papalimo, I'll shake whatever needs shaken. The talking parts leave to you. I think I feel a headache coming on. Let's be on our way, shall we? The potato walk. Some things never change. Well then, shall we make for the Spire? Our Alliance friends will doubtlessly have news for us. Apparently I never picked up this chocobo porter. Bounce. Bounce, bounce. Muse, I mean, maybe you should just paint it properly so that you don't have a green piece, a blue piece, a weird piece. Welcome, Warrior of Light. I assume you are here to speak with our commanding officers. You will find them on the observation platform. Pray proceed. Well, maybe that's the problem, Muse. Maybe you should use something different. Greetings, my friend. 'Tis good to see you both well. I was hoping you might turn up. I dragged half the watch here. See, and the sight you might help remind them why we bothered. Memory serves, I have not seen many of you since the day of the Grand Melee. Having borne the brunt of your blows, may I say what an honor it is to stand at your side. Disheartening indeed to see the realm's most stalwart offenders thus gathered in a common cause. Speaking of which, what news from the wall? All has been quiet. Who didn't see that one coming? That's the quality of elven scouts, okay? Right there. Elven scouts, this is how good they are. Everything's fine. I didn't hear anything. Everyone's quiet. Explosions going off in the background. Elven scouts. Report? What? 7 hells? Fighting has broken out atop the wall. A full-scale assault. I guess you didn't see that, did you? So the Griffin has made his move. Ambulance NZ. Legolas, what do your elves' eyes see? Nothing? Everything seems fine here. Yep. Nothing at all. Someone has. And what's that supposed to mean? The attackers, they're wearing Grand Company colors. Ooh, the bait. Impossible. We gave no such order. Of course, the wall was never the Griffin's target. It was bait. We have to have been goaded into deploying our armies nearby, thus lending weight to this deception. If those uniforms were convincing enough to deceive my scouts, the Empire will surely think we've launched an offensive. This could mean war. It could also mean that your scouts are incompetent. You know what I'm saying? Your scouts, they're just not very good, you know? Get good elves and whatnot. Come on, man. This could mean war. Even so, this may yet be no more than a diversion. With the armies of the Alliance occupying the Empire's attention, it would be comparatively easy for the Griffin supporters to slip into Alamigo. He could then incite a rebellion amongst the populace, which the Imperial reserves would be hard-pressed to contain. Eorzea, meanwhile, would be plunged into chaos. Rory, we must make for the wall at once. What, just the two of you? Our companions embarked on a mission to sway the Griffin from his course and are likely halfway to his command post by now. They will emerge in the midst of a raging battle, and I do not mean to abandon them to their fate. It will be dangerous, aye, but the confusion may work to our advantage. If we are careful to avoid the skirmishing, it may be possible to reach the Griffin, and if we can do that... Lady Hilda, might I ask that you have an airship ready to bear the Scions to safety? I don't know who this Lady Hilda is, Marshal, but you can count on me. You must prepare for Imperial reprisals. May the Navigator guide us through the storm. Till the sea swallows all! Forward, comrades. The time has come to drive the Empire from Alamigo and force action upon those who have turned their backs to our suffering so long. Let this victory be the first step in the liberation of our homeland. Alamigo will be free, no matter the cost. Onwards to war! From what Papa Limo told me, the trail ahead should lead us into the shadow of the wall. As we have 2 objectives, I suggest we divide our forces. I shall make straightways for the tunnels and attempt to intercept our comrades ere they stumble into a bloodbath. While I do so, I must ask that you scale the wall. Know that I would not propose such a course if there were any other way, but the time for subtlety has passed. Take a band of your most trusted companions and cut a path through to the Griffin. Make him see reason by any means necessary. Once we are free of the tunnels, we will make for your position with all due haste, and if everything proceeds according to plan, Hilda will then swoop in and spirit us away to safety. I only pray that we have enough time. Sure thing. I'll just go right on ahead and climb Balesar's wall. That doesn't seem like a problem at all. Not at all. I need a bio before we get started with this because I'm pretty sure this is going to take a bit. Anybody that wants to join in, I already know that Muse is in. Anybody else to join in, let me know in the comments. Be right back. What the fuck? Maybe Ruria's constipated? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? 80 Proof Gaming, thank you very much for summoning some Sunbros, dude. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. What's happening? What are you guys playing? Oh yeah, I was gonna get Muse and let's get going. I really want to push into Stormblood, so I'm not gonna wait. We going in there. Bit of teamfight tactics and then some StarCraft 2. Holy crap, StarCraft 2. Man, I used to love playing that game multiplayer. Until everybody kind of became well versed in the meta and everybody just plays the meta and I got burned out. Balesar's Wall. Oh, you're playing the co-op stuff? Oh, that's right, the commander missions or whatever. Yeah, those seemed like fun. I played a little bit of those, but never too much. What server are you on? I am in Spriggan. EU. Because Spriggan was, oh wait, Fate was, wait, shoot. Dude, I didn't know that Fate was coming. You didn't tell me this. How do I cancel this? Can you cancel it? Muse, can you cancel it? Okay, yeah, good. I'll invite. Sorry, dude, I must have missed. Oh shit, I missed it. I'm so sorry, Fate. I'm so sorry. I'm still half asleep. I apologize. Yeah, 80 Proof Gaming, you know, EU, US servers, they don't really do the cross thing. But hey, it's at least nice that we get to cross over some servers, even if not all. Guess we know who the favorite is. That's so unfair. That's so unfair, Cosmos. Oh, dude, I haven't played StarCraft 2 in ages, and I don't think I'm getting back to it anytime soon. Next game that I'm playing a whole lot of after Final Fantasy XIV is going to be Astral Chain, and after Astral Chain, it's going to be Iceborne. And then once Iceborne hits, boom, Iceborne all day, every day. Man, this is so dark. I need to, like, just really turn down the lights so that I can actually see the dungeon. Who's ready to kick some Empire ass? Let's go. There's still a dude chasing me from the first pull. Your scholars being a total boss? Yeah, dude, Muse is a boss. Oh, elevator level. Goddamn GCPs. Can't wait till I get my insta AoE. See you later, Kazekage. friggin' laser grid? That's pretty cool. Bum, bum. Kagran, like I said, it's been a long time since I played FF8. Too long. Well, I mean, the best tank in the world needs the best healer in the world, so it seems fair. Yeah, I guess so, Fate. You got the best tank in the world, the best healer in the world, and then the best deeps in the world. There you go. Easy money, easy money, easy life, easy money. The Griffin definitely got more than he bargained for. Oh. What the fuck? Seriously? Did you guys not hear? I'm the motherfucking Warrior of Light. I guess they must have not heard. Oh, this is the last. I was looking to see if there were any more that I could pull, but... The Griffin. Seriously? I have an ounce of vengeance left for you yet, you son of a bitch! Let's go! You're the fucking Griffin? All this fucking time? Remember when you took out Robon's arm, motherfucker? I remember.
How'd you like these?
I'll tear you limb from limb.
How'd you like these?
This motherfucker has to go. He's got to go.
I'll tear you limb from limb. How'd you like these?
I never trusted that son of a bitch. I expect to see him die. Preferably at Robon's hand.
You've beaten me, aye. But you cannot stop what I've begun. Behold, a glimpse of things to come.
We did it! We showed the bastards!
Aye! Victory is ours!
And who knows, lads? Mayhap the Eorzeans will finally see sense when the enemy turns up on their bloody doorstep.
They're all gonna die.
This is for Alamigo, for Eorzea. they die that others may live. Vanguards! Attack!
Seven hells. Do you hear that?
War machines! How did they get here so quickly?
Stand your ground! For the resistance!
There's nowhere to run. We're cut off.
Gods help us! What are we thinking? The Empire's too big. Too powerful.
The spiders looked so happy, though. They're like...
Mighty Rolger,
No!
grant us the strength.
Good job, dude.
Ow.
Good fucking job. Now they're gonna summon another primal.
There you are.
As you can see, our infiltrators did not elude me for long. Lady Ugiri is sending for an airship even as we speak.
What do we do? This is a massacre!
How wonderful to see you, Commander.
Can we kill this guy, please?
Ill bird. I should have known. This has to end. It has to end now. Do you not see your countrymen dying? Have your ideals rendered you blind even to that? Order the retreat, and we will help your soldiers to safety.
Order nothing. I want his head.
Retreat? With the moment of my triumph so close at hand? You truly are a sheltered child, Leveilleur.
Nidhogg's eyes. No abyss is too deep for you, I see. But trust me when I say that such power was not meant for mortal hands.
How long have I struggled to reach this point? My countrymen, so inured to the taste of defeat, they no longer balk at its bitterness, shouting my throat raw with rallying cries, only to be greeted with dull eyes and blank faces. My brothers and sisters in Ulda have surrendered to their apathy and their appetites. Were it not for the glint of Lodorito's coin, I doubt even those here now would have answered my call. Take back our homeland! Free Alamigo! Ha! They'll happily mouth the words, but they won't spill the blood. You say no mortal should wield these eyes? Then I shall gladly become a demon. I will suckle on the souls of the hopeless and liberate the homeland they no longer deserve.
What exactly do you mean to do?
Did you hear their cries as victory was snatched away from them? Even with their dying breaths, they cursed the Empire. Never has their desire for vengeance been so raw, so true. A god has no need of faith when summoned by so pure a purpose.
Summoned? You cannot mean to fight the Empire with a primal! You know full well the danger, the futility of relying on such power!
Oh yes, I know their limitations. Which is why I will call upon a deity more terrible than the very black worm of the calamity itself.
What? Here? Now?
Like I said, why didn't we just kill him?
Like hells you will!
Get him!
An ending to mark a new beginning. My pain, my longing, you shall have it all!
It'd be amazing if he fizzled the summoning after all that. Oh, shit. A fucking umbral calamity?
This light, is it...
His death completed the ritual. The primal is taking shape.
Well, can't we stop it? There must be something we can do!
There is one thing.
What? Hey! Where do you think you're going?
No way.
Master Louisoix briefly contained Bahamut by means of a potent spell of sealing. I will now attempt to do the same.
But that's impossible! We would need hours to collect the necessary ether, if not days!
Ah, Alphino, though I concede it may not always be apparent, I was ever your grandsire's finest pupil.
Timtimati, of course! The staff still holds enormous power, broken or not.
Don't you dare, Papalimo! I know how that spell works!
It is time to leave.
Quite right. Quickly now, off you go. The further away, the better.
No! If you're staying, then so am I.
No, Ida. There is a path only you can walk, and it must not end here. Not like this. Take her! Please, you have to take her!
What? No! Damn it, Thancred! Put me down! Thancred!
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you! Go!
They're not gonna let me do it.
Hilda! I think he means now!
I bid thee farewell again, my dear Ida. Now, let us see how good a student I truly was.
It's not that simple. Why? Why didn't they let me stay? Papalymo is my friend. I should have been there with him. That's the second time Papalymo has made the sacrificial play. You could see it in his eyes, Ida. He knew what he was doing, what had to be done. Master Louisoix wore that same look right before the end. Do you think I don't know that? I know, right? I know! There is nothing more you could have done. Ilbert caught us all off guard. Even Ruri was powerless to stop him. No. Limitations of my character. I said from the beginning, kill him. Put him out of his goddamn misery, defeat him, and then kill him. But we always need to hesitate. We always need to be like, well, let's be goody two-shoes. Let's take him for trial. No, put him out of his goddamn misery. That's bullshit. If you must blame someone, then blame me. Just promise that you will never forget what Papalymo strove to protect, or the lessons he tried to teach you. Well, now at least I have the understanding as to why so many people, like, when the Scions of the Seventh Dawn were first introduced, I remember that a lot of you guys said, I wouldn't fuck with Papa Limo, man. Papa Limo's this, that, and I remember looking at him and was like, this is a fucking potato, like, whatever. Right? Now I understand where that is coming from. Don't speak to me. Leave Vito with me. Go on. Go back to the Rising Stones. The others need to know what happened here. It is plain that recent events have shaken Alphinaud to the core. Once again, I find myself at a loss for words. But Thancred is right. We must return to the Rising Stones and appraise our companions of all of this. Pray, make your way there at once. I will send word to Y'shtola and the others of our imminent return. Louis Sois' finest student. Am I blind? Where the fuck? Oh, there it is. Twould seem you bring ill tidings, brother. Behind the Griffin's mask, we found the grinning face of an old adversary, Ilberd. I know not how, but he had in his possession the eyes of Nidhogg, whose dread power he used to initiate a summoning ritual, even as we looked on. By the 12. I don't understand. To attempt such a magic requires every ounce of one's ether. No one, not even grandfather, could cast it and hope to survive. Indeed, it was ever a last resort, as I am certain Papa Limo was aware. Thus did the pupil follow in the footsteps of his master, even unto the grave. I have as of yet been unable to explain how Ilberd came to possess Nidhogg's eyes. In the depths of the sea of clouds, a perpetual storm of water and wind-aspected ether rages. No mortal could endure such conditions. Then mayhap it was the work of an Ashian, but now it is not the time for idle speculation. Kryl, I have need of your assistance. Yes, of course. We must inspect the cocoon of light and ascertain the state of the primal trap within. Between our respective talents, I dare say we shall glean some measure of insight. Understood. I can't promise I'll be able to sense much through the barrier, but I shall certainly do my best. As shall I. Let us be about it, then. Without so much as a by your leave? Pray forgive Archon Y'shtola her brevity. She seeketh employment, lest her grief deprive her of her will to act. A desire to comfort Ida doubtless compoundeth her unseemly haste. I too must contend with this grievous loss in mine own way. By thy leave, Lady Alice, I shall honor our fallen colleague through gainful study. There exist writings which may yet further our understanding of this cocoon of light. Mayhap I was too quick to judge. Surrendering to sadness and regret would be a poor tribute to Papa Limo's sacrifice. Quite. We must begin preparations to face Ilberd's accursed creation without delay. What time we have was purchased at too dear a price for us to squander it. School's out forever. Wow, that's pretty fucked up. The obvious solution, the interminable wait for news from Gridania, seems to be taking its toll on Alizé. Ah, Rui, I wish I had more to tell you, but the situation in the East Shroud remains largely unchanged. Meaning we still have no idea how long it will be before... Communication from the Alliance, one moment. Yes, of course, our representatives will be present, my thanks. Word from Gridania. The council will shortly be reconvened. The alliance leaders have already begun to assemble. They wish to discuss the primal, of course. As of Y'shtola's last report, the cocoon yet hung above the wall, unchanged. Yes, but the Elder Seedseer doubtless shares our concerns about how long it will remain so. I am told that Sid Garland has been called in to add his expertise to the proceedings. A wise decision. The more minds we have working on this, the better. Well, then I suggest we leave the Rising Stones in Tadaro's capable hands and make haste for the Lotus Stand. Why can't I have a face like that?
A word, if you would, good sir. This place. It is within the realm of Eorzea.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay. Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
Eh? Yes, you're in Eorzea.
Ah! A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships, and I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port. Though, it would perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
God, man, are you all right?
Dude, crossed the ocean on a friggin' tiny boat.
Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
That dude's all right. Sorry, Muse. That's Oceanfall. Welcome, Warrior of Light. This way, if you please.
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's Wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken. After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice-damned god is indeed trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
Sir, a Garlean airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon. Of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment. Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
Is this truly so complex a puzzle? Or have you no stomach for the obvious solution?
What in the hells are you doing here?
Just walked right into the Lotus stand. No problem.
Pleasure to see you too, Garland. Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
Who is this man?
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
What do you want, Nero?
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend. As you have rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartanau since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
I'm sorry. Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity. And as luck would have it, I am graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years, studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I. But sentiment aside, have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame? Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartanau while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word?
This guy right here.
As will I. I don't like it, but then it doesn't look like we have much choice. Would the Council be willing to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials?
Yes. The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. 'Twould seem we do. Let the record show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Cartanau and take command of Omega. Sid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland and supervise the other one.
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Cartanau being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
My blade is yours.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
Hey, Nesterados, what's up? I need a bio. Be right back. Okay. Man, there was a lot of, there was a couple of ninjas cutting onions in here earlier. During that Papalimo cutscene, by the way. A bunch of ninjas in this bitch cutting onions. I don't know what was up with that. Well, that was a rather unexpected development, and one which raises a number of questions, not least among them how Nero chanced to learn the council meeting in the first place. Alphino is eager to join Sid and the others. Sid and the others are assembling at the airship landing. Alice is already on her way, and it would not do to lag far behind us. Let us go. Hurry, Alphino, ready to go? The others have stepped out onto the landing for a moment, lest you wonder. Nero insisted that he be allowed to inspect the Excelsior before boarding. Did you let him, despite his very timely offer of assistance? The thought of that man poking into workings of the ship without proper supervision does not fill me with confidence. Calm yourself, Alphino. Your sister was adamant that he would never leave her sight. She and Yugiri are. Oh well, they're here now. Right, I think that's everyone. Shall we set course for Cartano? Might I ask that we delay our departure slightly? I require no more than a few hours at most. Our colleagues are studying the cocoon even as we speak, and I would hear their latest observations ere we proceed. It would seem wise to gain as clear an understanding of the situation as possible before formulating our plan. I thought time was against us. How foolish of me. Hold your tongue. When we want your opinion, we'll ask for it. Forgive me, milady. I shall keep my counsel until such time as you have finished procrastinating. Alright, while Alphino speaks with his colleagues, I shall fly the Excelsior over to Mordona, and we can reconvene at the Rising Stones. Mine apologies for the trouble. I shall visit Y'shtola and the others forthwith and join you as soon as I am able. We pray accompany Alice back to the Rising Stones. I should feel safer knowing you are present to entertain our guests. Right, everyone heading to Mordona is welcome to travel aboard the Excelsior. I'll clear things with the girl at the counter here. Let me know when you're ready to leave. You are traveling with Master Garland, sir. The Enterprise Excelsior is right this way. Not quite a door-to-door service, but I couldn't exactly land or where the toll's main square. Shall we adjourn to the Rising Stones, then? Let me guess, I can't teleport to the Rising Stones. Right? Well, I don't need to, really. We're so close. Everything's so damn quiet. The music starts just as I complain about that.
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
Boil Master.
We are returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Y'shtola and the others remain behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
What the fuck?
Good gods, that voice could fell a gigas.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
Gosetsu! Why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gosetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? Yugiri, you draw steel against the curse of Garlemald? Then why did you not say so? My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
That animation. Oh. Rory, wait, can I speak with you for a moment? Do you remember when I had you meet at the Diamond Forge and we ambushed you? Think that shit's funny, Tataru? Well, once we had your measurements, I set to work making you a traveling outfit in my spare time, but I've only just this moment finished the stitching, but I wanted you to have it before you left. Here. You can try it on right now if you like. No. A fucking monocle? A fucking monocle? What the actual fuck? Assuming we measured correctly, the fit should be just right. Snug, but not too snug, if you know what I mean. So, how does it feel? About that. You're not just saying that, are you? Oh, I can't tell you how much this means to me. To have crafted something worthy of the Warrior of Light well, let's just say it makes all the practice worthwhile. I also sewed in a bloody pearl charm to, you know, bring you home. May it always protect you. Signed, Adventurer's Monocle. Fly free, my pretty. Ida's eyes shined with rekindled determination. So we have to wake Omega up, right? When do we start? Ida, you're sure that's... I'm sure, yes. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I'll feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well, I'll remain here and continue coordinating our efforts with the Alliance. Alphino, mayhap you could return to Gridania and assist Y'shtola and Kryl. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me that suddenly Alisaie is like, oh yeah, I'm managing things here. Like, what? She's probably the least probable of all characters to actually want that. It's so weird. Fine suggestion. The rest of us will form the Cartno Expedition Party. Nero and I will focus on rousing Omega, while Ruri, Ida, and our Doman friends take care of security. Oh. The Excelsior is by the lake just outside town. We'll leave as soon as everyone's ready. We haven't far to go. With any luck, we'll be in Cartno before Gosetsu graces the deck with his dinner. Once there, however, we had best be on our guard. Given that Elin Royal was still active when Omega was discovered, we can be sure that the Empire has long been aware of its existence, and if Nero deemed it the obvious solution to the threat posed by this new primal, it is not impossible that Garlemald might do the same. Have your weapons ready and your wits about you. Something tells me we're flying into a fight. Let's go.
Now, where was that? Ah! I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland. Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
I am Gosetsu, Samurai of Doma. You will rue your choice of opponent this day.
That was not as impactful without an actual scream in there. Yeah, Cosbuzz, I agree. Cannon, shield, and hammer sounds like a lot of fun.
You watching, Papalimo?
An opening.
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
No holding back!
Your defense is nothing.
I have you!
This won't sting.
No retreat. No surrender.
It's my right to strike!
Surrender. We have you outnumbered. Wouldn't be the first time. Are you still playing with those soldiers? I suppose I can lend you one of my toys, but only if you promise to give it back. Red Maggie. Behold the Red Baron. Now end this nonsense. My character's expression. What the? No one told me they'd have Magitech armor. Forward for the Empire! The honorless Curl thinks to abandon his men. I shall see that he shares their fate. Pray attend to the rest of his minions. Pew pew! Meep meep.
You watching, Papalimo?
An opening.
With soul and steel!
No holding back!
Leave this to me.
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
It's all over now.
No retreat. No surrender.
This one'll sting.
Your defense is lacking.
It's my right to strike!
You watching, Papalimo?
Deserting the battle is punishable by death. I order you to stand your ground. Come back here now, please. Now that's just embarrassing. Pitiful. You bring this fate upon yourself. Damn it all to 7 hell, I'll kill the bastard if it's the last thing I do.
An opening.
With soul and steel!
No holding back.
Leave this to me.
Upon a samurai of Donna!
Get rocked, son. I don't know, King Clonmel. 7 p.m. EST? Probably not. It's gonna be late. It's like midnight my time, so today I'm not gonna be up at that time.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing? I suppose not. right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
Ooh.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do.
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
Ultima looked much more badass than Omega. Omega is a beetle? Defense mode engaged. Never mind.
Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Basically, Omega has failed.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Basically now, instead of one problem, we have two problems. Good job, Ida.
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
I was unaware that those tattoos meant a special connection between the Scions. Not sure why we lost contact with Omega, but I mean to find out. Let's be on our way. One moment everything was functioning perfectly and the next it wasn't. It makes no sense. We need to see what happened for ourselves and soon. The far edge of fate. Alphino has the look of a man who has much to say. As long as it's voice acted. Words can ill express how glad I am to see you all unharmed. When Omega came hurtling towards the cocoon, everything dissolved into chaos. I have to see it. I have to see it with my own eyes. Ida, wait! We must first... The Elder Seatseer is expecting us. Worry not, Alphino. Gosetsu and I will watch over her. You may safely attend your meeting. My thanks, Yugiri. The council reconvened a short while ago. Let us make haste for the Lotus Stand. All there are eager to hear your testimony. My testimony? I didn't do anything. They need to talk to Sid and Nero. I'm not taking the fall for this. Fuck that nonsense. I beat the crap out of the Imperials that were there. I did my job. Everything else is on Sid and Nero, okay? Fuck that noise. Especially in Elven lands, dude. I ain't taking responsibility for squat. Taraxa, I sat on the ground and watched the dragon and beetle make fireworks. Can I go now? It's pretty much how I feel. I didn't do jack, dude. I let Ilbard summon. No. My character let Ilbard summon. I said I should have killed him. I should have put the blade right through his goddamn skull. Elder Seatseer awaits you within. This is correct, Taraxa. My friends, I full eagerly have we awaited your return. Few indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you, and most humbly do we thank you for seeing it done. You are too kind, Elder Seatseer. As I recall, we as good as demanded the right to try, but tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega Eye, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. What words could do justice to such a scene? None of my choosing, that much is certain, but I can give you the facts. The cocoon hatched, even as Omega arrived, and from its midst rose a great dragon. The pair duly set about at each other's in the skies over Girabania. Primal's might defied belief. It seemed as the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I have never seen, and hoped never to see again. The battle raged on with no end in sight until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, I saw the pair fall motionless from the sky, coming to rest somewhere on Alamegan soil. I'll not speak for the rest, but to my eye it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon each other. While most among us could think only of Bahamut when looking upon a primal's form, the Domans were heard to whisper the name Shinryu. Isn't Shinryu the dragon from Dragon Ball Z? It would appear that the being resembles a creature of Far Eastern legend, and we have found it convenient to refer to it as such. This Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes on Girabadanian side of the border. Shenron, never mind. Uncultured swine. Why, thank you, Kegrin. Fuck you, too. Aye, which is why we have sent our main force under command of Marshal Tarupin to capture the wall. With the Imperials in disarray, we have the perfect opportunity to secure Gridania's border and assess the aftermath of the impact. I myself will join the Marshal and his men when the Council is adjourned. Well, that explains a few things. I'll wager that flash of light coincided with our loss of contact. Lest you wonder, we quickly re-engaged the Omega's stasis system, so even if it has fallen into the Empire's lap, it'll be of no use to them save perhaps as a statue. Correct. Without me to guide their efforts, it would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions if they managed at all. Such reassurances do much to calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is but one of several concerns. Indeed, I humbly submit that the time has come for us to make contact with the Resistance representatives in Girabania. Though Ilberd has forced our hand, it would seem only logical to seek an alliance given the inevitability of Imperial retaliation. And by working in concern, it is not impossible that Alamigo might finally be wrested from Garlemald's grasp. You must be exhausted. I would ordinarily suggest we retire directly to the Rising Stones, but I wonder if we might first make a small detour. Y'shtola and the others have gathered at Amarix's spire, and I imagine that you too would be interested to see what has become of the wall now that the cocoon is gone. It is decided then. Lead on. $67.
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilberd's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence.
It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberdal but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by a mega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Alag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She is up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhap she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. She was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Charlian. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them.
For anyone that played 1.0, has it always been sister, or was it Ida for real in 1.0? But it was only Ida for real in 1.0. Because now it's not. 1.0 is 5 years before this. So she died at some point during 1.0.
I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise. When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
It was brave of Lisa to remove her mask after so long. Though she has scarce begun to come to terms with Papalimo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to move forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her in this road she has resolved to walk. Let us return to the Rising Stones. We have quite a story to tell to Taro and my sister. You may have mentioned, but Alphino has apprised me of all that came to pass in Gridania. Your only task now is to rest. This is the calm before the storm. Lise has chosen her path, and as her friends, we must do what we can to support that choice. We are fated to join the conflict in any case. Once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Girabania, we will have little choice but to fight. Which is not to say the cause is unworthy. After all, ignoring the plight of those whom one might conceivably save is not wisdom but indolence, correct? I, for one, look forward to joining hands with the Alamegans and striking a blow against the tyranny of the Empire. As I rather suspect, do you? Quick march! The Imperials will soon come to their senses and we must be ready to face their retribution. It's almost time, Father. Aye, almost. Stand firm, Pippin. I learned to brace myself against the charge of the Bull of Alamigo. No foe will dislodge me. Very well, Ilbert. I will take our homeland back. Can't believe you said that, Roban. I know you have a history with the guy, but fuck that guy. Guy took your fucking arm and summoned the goddamn worse than a primal. He summoned the fucking calamity, dude. My Lord Viceroy, our scouts have confirmed the preliminary reports. Baelsar's wall has fallen to the Eorzean Alliance. The hunt for Omega and the unknown icon continues, though both yet elude us, my lord. Their battle caused considerable damage across the region. Should we perchance divert some of our forces from the search to undertake necessary reconstruction work? Forgive me, my lord. I did not intend. Your will be done. Unknown. My spies tell me the Domans call it Shinryu and that it proved a match for Omega. Yes, the coming days promise to be most interesting. Most interesting. He's excited about it. At far edge of fate, the road begins anew. The heroes look to the eastern skies and behold their crimson hue. A dawn of liberation, a gathering storm of blood. So, this next quest begins, Stormblood. So, before we go to Stormblood, I need to go eat. I gotta go eat. I'm hungry. Gotta go have lunch. Gotta run a couple of errands. Then I'll be back and we'll do some more of this. See you guys then.